Okay, so a few people have asked me how to prune fig trees or fruit trees in general, and the advice is generally the same. So first, you want to wait until the trees are dormant, which is usually wintertime, after all of the leaves have dropped. Right now, it's mid-February, late February, so you can see the trees are already growing new leaves, are already sprouting. So now is too late to be doing it, because you're gonna put the tree into stress when you prune it, and you don't want to do that while it's growing. You want to do it when it's dormant. So like late December, January is a good time to prune it. So the main thing to know about pruning fruit trees, especially fig trees, is keep them relatively short. Like this is as tall as they should get. Like this is probably about maybe 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall at its tallest. Sometimes you can see a branch there I left that is kind of much higher. Sometimes I do that to give the animals a distraction so that they'll go eat those fruits instead of the ones that I can easily reach. But usually you just want to keep it short, kind of like on this one. You also don't want it to grow out too far because you want to keep it compact so that the tree can use all of its energy and resources to make fruit and to give good fruit that you can reach without spending too much energy on branches. The other main thing is you have to keep the middle of the tree open. So you see here in the middle of the tree, you don't allow any branches to grow toward the middle. So you'll notice all of these little branches that would have been coming this way, I cut. So don't let anything grow toward the middle of the tree, so that the sunlight and air can get in and kind of keep disease away. And you need the sunlight, obviously. So you want everything to grow outwards, and once it gets tall enough, not upwards anymore. Like technically I could have trimmed all of those branches that are going up, but like I said, sometimes I leave some distraction branches for the animals to get at. This branch here is probably too long, as an example. Let me try to give a perspective. You see, right about there should be the end of the tree. I could have kept cutting. Now, as far as cutting, I'll show you where to cut. Let's say, for example, this branch. If you feel like this branch is getting too far, then what you would want to do is pick one of these nubs that you want to become a branch, because every one of these little nubs could potentially become a branch if you cut it right after the nub. So for example, this nub would grow down into a branch. And so if I want this one to be my new branch, I would cut right here after the nub. After the nub. If you cut too close to the nub, you'll kill it, and then you won't get your branch there. So you want to always cut right after the nub. Let me see. If you make a big cut of a big branch, which you have to do sometimes, like I did here, the best way to do that, they sell this material. It kind of looks like tar, and you just kind of, after you cut it, you wipe that material on it. I forget what it's called, but it protects it. It creates like a seal, like a scab, and that way the tree doesn't get disease where you cut it. Also, if you cut a big branch like this, always cut diagonally so that the raindrops, when they fall on it, they fall off. You don't ever want to cut perfectly horizontal, because then the raindrops will sit on it, and the water sitting there could create rot and disease. So always do it at an angle so the water could flow off. You see here the center of the tree is open. Same thing here. And you see, like this branch should be cut. All of these branches that are growing toward the middle of the tree should be cut. I didn't finish doing this one yet. So this is an example of some branches you'd want to cut. See, all of these that are now headed toward the middle of the tree, all of these should be cut off so that just these branches go. These branches down here Sometimes they're referred to as suckers. You can decide, usually you want to cut them, but if you want a new branch to start growing from there, then you can leave it. Like these ones, you should probably cut off down here. But this one up here is high enough that maybe it becomes a useful branch that you could get some good fruit from. So you can choose to leave some of those. And I'll show you an example of a persimmon tree that I pruned. So you can see that side was a little bit hard to reach, so I didn't bother. But the same idea applies here. You keep it relatively short. Don't have too many branches together. You don't want it to get too crowded because one, the leaves block the sunlight from each other, and also it prevents airflow, which is important to prevent disease. So you can, if there's too many branches crowded, so you can see here, there was a branch here going this way, so I cut that. So you can keep it from getting too crowded that way, and you know, pick which way you want the branches to go. You could always, like, if I don't want this one to go up, I could cut that. If I want this to keep going, I would leave it. If I feel like this branch is too long, what I could do is I could say, well, I like this one because it's coming down and not toward the other one, so I could cut right here, so that I get rid of that, but then this branch becomes strong. So same idea. There's no branches growing toward the middle of the tree. See, I got rid of everything there, so the middle of the tree stays open. See, this is an example of basically finished pruning, a little bit half-assed. I could have done more up there, but I didn't really have time or patience. This is what it looked like before. This one I have not gotten to. You can see how crazy it is, how crowded it is. You see how many branches are growing toward the middle of the tree. Every year, there's going to be a ton that grow toward the middle. So every year, you got to get in there and cut all those out. Otherwise, it gets too crowded. That's it. Good luck.